All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a single world-altering idea from the book Breaking Boundaries. And it's this: the stable, predictable world that our parents and grandparents grew up in, the one we were born into, well, it's gone. Forever. This quote from the incredible David Attenborough, this is the heart of it all. And I want to be super clear here. This is not a metaphor. It's a scientific fact. It marks a massive break in the entire 4.5 billion year story of our planet. And get this, it happened within the span of a single human lifetime. And yeah, this image, it really captures the exact moment we're living in. Just that one statement, the Holocene has ended, it changes everything we thought we knew. It forces us to ask some pretty big questions. What exactly did we lose? And what on earth happens now? To really get what's at stake, we first have to appreciate the paradise we just left. The scientists who wrote Breaking Boundaries actually call this period our Garden of Eden. You see, the Holocene wasn't just another warm spell between ice ages. No, it was special. It was unbelievably stable. For 12,000 years, the planet's average temperature barely moved. This was a gift, a huge gift. It's what allowed our ancestors to figure out farming, build the first cities, and create basically everything we call civilization. And here's the kicker: that predictable, nurturing world that defines all of recorded human history, it's over. The science on this is crystal clear. Sometime around the 1950s, we got knocked out of the Holocene and into a whole new chapter, the Anthropocene, a new geological age where, well, humanity is the main force shaping the planet. So you have to wonder, how could a system that was stable for 12,000 years just end so suddenly? It's because our planet, it turns out, is on a hair trigger. It is way more sensitive than we ever imagined. For hundreds of thousands of years, you can think of Earth's climate as having a predictable heartbeat. It would swing back and forth between these long, deep ice ages and short, warm periods like the one we've been in. But as this timeline shows, that natural rhythm, it's now broken. And what was the natural trigger for this rhythm? You're not going to believe it. Tiny, predictable wobbles in Earth's orbit around the sun. These little nudges were just enough to kick off these massive chain reactions, pushing the whole planet into or out of an ice age. It just goes to show you, the entire Earth system is incredibly sensitive. So how do we know this? Well, the proof is literally frozen in time, deep inside ancient ice cores. For 800,000 years, CO2 levels stayed in this really tight, safe range, and that's what drove the whole ice age cycle. And today, we haven't just nudged that range, we have completely shattered it. We've pushed CO2 to levels this planet hasn't seen for at least 3 million years. So if those little orbital wobbles were the planet's natural hair trigger, then for the last 70 years or so, we're the ones with our finger on it. We are now the primary force pulling that trigger. But here's something that is absolutely crucial to understand. The responsibility for pulling that trigger, it is not even close to being shared equally. As Greta Thunberg points out, the richest 10% of people in the world are responsible for more than half of all carbon dioxide emissions. And the poorest 50% of us, we're only responsible for about 10%. It's a massive climate injustice right at the heart of the whole problem. And our impact isn't just the stuff we're pumping into the atmosphere. Our physical footprint on this planet is, well, it's staggering. And it can be summed up with this one single number: 96%. So what on earth does that 96% mean? It's the total weight of all mammals on Earth that are either humans or our livestock. Cows, pigs, sheep, the whole lot. That means every other wild mammal combined, from the tiniest field mouse all the way up to the magnificent blue whale, now makes up just 4% of the total. Let that sink in for a second. It's a complete reversal of what the planet looked like just a few hundred years ago. Okay, so that's a lot, and it sounds pretty grim, I know. But the story absolutely does not end there. The authors say the 2020s, right now, is the most decisive decade in all of human history. This is the moment we face our Earthshot. Remember the moonshot in the 1960s? That huge, ambitious goal? Well, the Earthshot is our generation's version of that. But honestly, the stakes are so much higher. We're not talking about landing on the moon, we're talking about stabilizing the entire life support system of our own planet. This image brings us right back to where we are now. We are standing at a massive fork in the road. We are balanced on a knife's edge. One path leads us back towards a stable, safe planet, something like the Holocene we lost. The other path, Well, that one tips us over the edge into what scientists call a hothouse Earth, a planet that's much hotter, much less predictable than anything human civilization has ever had to deal with. And this is what's so wild about this moment. The choices we make in this decade, literally in the next few years, are going to echo for thousands of years. We're talking 10,000 years. It's a profound, almost unimaginable level of responsibility that no generation before us has ever had to face. So really, it all boils down to this one very personal question. It's the question at the heart of this entire challenge, and it's one every single one of us has to consider. The book ends with this really powerful, kind of provocative call to action. Let's leave our children nothing. And at first you're like, wait, what? But it's the most profoundly positive nothing you can imagine. A world with nothing to clean up. No runaway emissions, no collapsing ecosystems, no crushing poverty. That is the goal. That's the Earthshot. And for the first time in history, it is actually within our reach if we choose to act now.